Have you ever listened to a jazz solo and thought, wait, is this musician just making it up as they go? Well, yes, and also, no. Welcome to Modal Jazz, where freedom and structure do a complicated little dance, like two old friends who argue but never fall out. In the next few minutes, you'll understand what modal jazz is, why it changed music forever, and why your Spotify playlist might already love it, even if you don't know it yet. So here's the deal. Modal jazz is a style of jazz that's based on modes instead of traditional chord progressions. Now, if that made you want to run for the hills, stick with me. You won't need a music theory degree for this one. Most jazz before the late 1950s had musicians improvising over fast-changing chords. One every few seconds, sometimes faster. It was like trying to write a poem while someone changes the subject every 5 words. Modal jazz said, let's slow this down. Instead of racing through chords, it uses 1 or 2 scales called modes and just explores them deeply. Think of it like painting with fewer colors, but really blending them with infinite nuance and emotion. And if you're thinking, so, jazz for lazy people? Not quite. It actually takes serious skill to say more with less. Ask Miles Davis. Or better yet, go listen to him. This whole approach really hit the spotlight in 1959 with Miles Davis's iconic album, Kind of Blue, still the best-selling jazz record of all time. Miles brought together legends like John Coltrane and Bill Evans and said, let's create a space where musicians can really breathe, let the mode do the talking. The result? Music that feels alive, spacious, surprising. There's this sense of openness, like the song is unfolding right in front of you and you're part of the story. Coltrane ran with the concept in his own way. Just listen to My Favorite Things or Love Supreme. It wasn't just jazz anymore, it was transcendent. It was as if the saxophone had something holy to say. And if bebop was like a caffeine rush, modal jazz? It's the moment you stare out a rainy window, feeling like the main character in an indie film. You know the vibe. But modal jazz didn't just make people feel cool. It blew open the doors for what jazz and music overall could be. Without modal jazz, we might not have jazz fusion, or the kind of experimental improvisation that defines so many young artists today. Even modern genres, hip-hop, lo-fi, ambient, they carry its fingerprints. And right now, a new generation of musicians, many of whom we feature here at Jazz Digital Television, are rediscovering modal jazz and reinventing it in ways that blend with R&B, soul, electronic, even cinematic textures. It's not about mimicking the past, it's about using it as a springboard into something new. Modal jazz taught us you don't need 1,000 notes to make someone feel something, just the right ones. So the next time someone asks you, what's modal jazz? You can smile and say, it's where space speaks louder than speed. And if you want to hear what the future of modal jazz sounds like, stick around. Subscribe to Jazz Digital Television Network, where we spotlight tomorrow's jazz legends. Today, see you in the next one. Trumpet.